Hey, good morning, Monday. If it's Monday, it must be motivation. Listen, I've been doing this thing, I think this is week 5 or week 6 now, where I'm taking apart my daily inspirations that I've put together every single morning in the previous week for sort of an inspirational recap. What am I seeing out there in terms of the future trends, innovation, disruption, all kinds of stuff like that. So this is short, concise, to the point. Part of this is just make sure I keep my studio chops in place while I go back to in stage person. But here's the thing. Shout out, today is my son Thomas's 27th birthday. How did that happen? He was just a baby and he's getting married this June. So a lot going on in the Carroll family. But enough of that. Let's get back to the inspirational recap. What's this all about? Well, over on my site, there's a massive section, inspiration.jimcarroll.com, where all of the things that I'm seeing with my clients, with disruption, with innovation, with creativity. I've been writing these things since August 2016. Every single workday morning, I'm putting them out there. I have not missed one single morning. You can find these over at the site inspiration.jimcarroll.com. And on that site, you can sign up for a mailing list. You get a short, concise little email every morning about 6 a.m. With the thought of the day that I've been working on. You can also see them on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Substack, and probably a few other social networks. And I've got about 50,000 people reading them at this point on various social platforms, which is really kind of cool. So what did I cover last week? Well, Monday rolls around, creativity. Creativity, how to be creative? Well, you should spend more time chasing your curiosity. If you saw this one, you might have noticed the little curious George down in the bottom corner. What I was focused on here was talking about what do we really need to do to be creative. People try to figure out how to do it, and to me, Curious George has always been the pathway. Look, if you read the book, and I read this a lot to my little guys when they were small, my son born 27 years ago today, I took issue with the very first paragraph where it was observed that Curious George had one fault. He was too curious. That's not a fault at all. That's a good thing. You should be more curious because that's one of the most significant ways that you can accelerate your creativity. So I'd encourage you to go over and read that post. You can find it again at inspiration.jimcarroll.com. Second day rolls around last Tuesday, and what I wrote that day, and I'd been thinking a lot about this, the future should be your reward, not just your destination. And I think what I'm trying to get at here is for a lot of people, they're on autopilot. They go around every single day. They do the same thing they were doing the day before, and they're going to do the same thing the day after, and nothing really changes because they're not really focused on what they can accomplish, where they can go, the trends that are going to provide them opportunity. So I think I wrote a great little post around that one. What you really need to do is you really need to rethink what your future is all about. Wednesday rolls around. This was a complicated post with a graph and a chart, and what I really wrote into this particular post was that behind every overhyped trend, there lies often a fundamentally different future. I had to lean into the screen to read the small print there. And what I was getting at here, and I'm going to explain this chart in a moment, was everything going on with the Metaverse. I actually wrote a long, complicated blog post about what's going on with the Metaverse. And what's the Metaverse? Well, people are going to tell you it's virtual reality. It's you're wearing these weird headsets and you're going into this strange little world. Look, I was doing this in 2008 in Second Life. And if you look at what Facebook is talking about, it looks suspiciously like what we were seeing in 2008. So what I was trying to get across in this very complicated chart in my blog post, that look, what happens is we get this trend and everybody gets excited about it and we're going to have this awesome metaverse. The reality is the trend appears and we get FOMO, fear of missing out. Because people, see the trend, they want to be a part of it, whether it's metaverse, crypto, NFTs, all this stuff going on out there. Then they get involved in it and they kind of hit the WTF stage. Like, what's this all about? This is kind of weird. But they get over that, they get tremendously excited. They get caught up in the hype. And certainly we're seeing a lot of hype with NFTs and crypto and metaverse and all this type of stuff right now. So eventually they realize, hey, this is not quite, what people are making it out. There's more to the future than people running around these silly little headsets and trading monkey pictures of NFTs. So they get into a big strategy rethink and they start to do some real hard work on the trend and they hit the eureka stage. And I think what is going to happen with all of these trends, crypto, there's a lot of silliness going on with that, with instant millionaires and Bitcoin and all this type of stuff. A lot of FOMO going on. A lot of people going to lose money. We've been here before with the dot-com collapse, stuff like that. When it comes to the metaverse, virtual worlds, I have more faith in what is going to happen with things. Heads-up displays where a surgeon is using very sophisticated glass technology and can see very detailed information, just like you do in a fighter jet, about the steps in the surgical procedure, or somebody working in an automotive manufacturing plant and instantly having all the schematics in their near field view. And that's what I was trying to get across in this particular post, Deconstructing the Metaverse, a strategic pathway for separating the hype from reality. I'd encourage you to go and read that, because, they're, sort of promoting this cartoonish-like world, which, if you look at Second Life, I mean, we just spent all this time in this virtual world. We want to go back into this virtual world. What I wrote in this post was, we're in a situation in which a lot of people are making really good time, but they don't know exactly where they're going. Thursday rolls around, and I wrote this particular post. Big things don't happen with small, and I got stuck. And so what I wrote was, substitute your own word here. And let me give you an idea of what I was writing, if I can find the proper page here. Big things don't happen with small skills. Big things don't happen with small ideas. Big things don't happen with small minds. Big things don't happen with small moves. Big things don't happen with small efforts. Big things don't happen with small insight. Big things don't happen with small futures. I mean, the goes on and on. I think often we think too small about where we're going, the opportunities in front of us, the future that is out there. So, I mean, that's what I was trying to drive at with this particular quote. Oh, look at that. That screen didn't quite work. Friday rolls around. Nothing great was ever achieved by those who were timid. And this was a play on being bold, thinking bold, related to the 6th anniversary of the announcement of the Tesla Model 3 by Elon Musk. That was 6 years ago last week. The dude thinks bold. Some people like him. A lot of people hate him. But look, you've created SpaceX, Tesla, the Boring Company, which is doing tunnels under Las Vegas for commuter transport. I mean, too many people think small and timid. The other way I wrote this one was that failure always finds success with those who are timid. If you're going to be timid about things, the future is going to catch you out with this type of stuff. So it was all about thinking big. Oh, and I went on a rant last week. I discovered this big global consulting firm, Accenture. The head chief technology officer was using my phrase, think big, start small, scale fast, which, like, it's a book I wrote. And all of a sudden he's out there saying, this is what we need to do with, lining to the future. And I kind of did this rant. You want to have some fun, go and watch it, because I was a little wound up at the time. That's it for now. You can learn more about these daily trends at inspiration.jimcarroll.com. Sign up for the mailing list. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook ×2. And over on Substack. I got to run. We're going for a walk with my 27-year-old son as a little bit of a step in helping him to celebrate his birthday. Because, look, this year we did a big move, and we moved much closer to my 27 and soon-to-be 29-year-old son. That's it for now. Futurist Jim Carroll from the virtual broadcast studio. Oh, and there we go. Missed a screen.